In July this summer, New York, USA played host to the Nigerian men's national basketball team. The D Tigers were the first team in the world to qualify for the 2019 FIBA tournament in China. They are one of only 5 national teams out of Africa to participate in the tournament. Engineer Amadou Musakida is president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation. The former basketball player and engineer by training was appointed to head the NBBF in 2017. Under his leadership, the Federation has reportedly witnessed a significant improvement in its operation. Engineer Musakida is credited to have restructured the Federation. With a dynamic team of board members, competent hands were hired to get the ball rolling for both the D Tigers and Nigeria's national women's basketball team, the D Tigress. It is also on record that in the last 2 years, the national women's basketball team have participated in more tournaments in their history. Alex Nwora is head coach of the D Tigers. He gives us an insight to his time with the team.
Coming to Nigeria is a whole different challenge, in a good way, because of the talent that we have and also the support that I get from the Federation, especially the president and the board. I also have a very good team manager who's very reliable, Musa Adamu. Makes my life a lot easier, by being on point with everything when it comes to being organized, staying organized, and making sure that we have the discipline and the structure in place to, go to competitions and have a chance to compete at a very high level.
What is camp like in preparation for the tournament?
It's tough. Like this time around, we invited 44 players, 44 players in camp to come, and that's a lot. That's the most of any because of the talent that we have, and that's not even everybody. That's just the few that we can, that we think that we can take a look at to pick from.
So what can the fans look forward to?
Well, we're always playing to win. I know the Federation will not settle for anything less. They want to make sure that whatever we do, that we better come up with victory, because so many people back home are counting on us to get this done right. So this is a great opportunity for us to put our print on the world map. Even though we're number 1 in Africa, we want to be known in Africa as one of the best teams in Africa now, and also in the world. We have the talent to compete with anybody like the US and other people. So it's going to be a challenging task. We have a very good coaching staff, that we assembled already, and then a couple of good players that we called to camp. We're still waiting to make our final roster after Canadian tournament. Then hopefully, we come up with the best team that we can present to the world that is going to represent Nigeria and China.
Musa Adamu is general manager of the Nigerian men's national basketball team. He speaks on what his job entails and future for the D Tigers.
Well, as a general manager of the Nigerian team, my job basically has to do with all operations of the team, which is business, financial, technically, organizational. So that's really my role as a general manager.
With what you have put in place today, what do you foresee for the team in future?
It's very, very bright, because we started something with the Federation, the coaching crew 2 years ago. We started by trying to identify Nigerian players all over the world. So today I think we are able to identify about 268 Nigerian players, playing either in high school, college or professionally. So it's a great database that I think with what we have at different ages, at different stages. So with this database, I guess we are ready to go for the next 10, 20 years, full of talents, players that Nigeria is blessed with. So I think we have a great future. We're the first team to qualify all over the world. So already we have done something, so we're in the road to the World Cup that we hope to do our best, hope to go as far as possible, and then get a spot for the Olympics and start preparing, to get better. Also, we have a lot of players coming into the NBA next year. This year we had 3 that were drafted. We already had the getting to 10 players already in the NBA. Next year we're going to have 3 and 4 again that are coming in with Jordan Wara, who came in to play even from college and broke the record of Nigerian basketball that has been existing for 40 years. So you see the future is bright with the age that is coming, with young talents that are coming. So we're very optimistic about the future.
Now, the NBA recently announced that they were looking into having a camp in Senegal. What does that do for us?
Well, the NBA is trying to promote an academy in Africa. Why will the NBA leave America and go to Africa? It's because it's now been proven that Africa is the root and the basis of all talents all over the world. So Nigeria is the giant of Africa. So you can imagine that we're going to play a big role in that academy that's been in Africa. So we're excited the NBA is there, but all we hope is that the NBA can be able to help Africa, not only to pick the talents and come to America. So we hope they will develop infrastructure, they will be able to help the local people developing the kids, help the local federations, and help the coaches that are training the kids, to get better and to train them. So that is a hope of what NBA will do in Africa.
The Consulate General of Nigeria in New York was also on hand to provide moral support to the team. Mrs. Nini Oke-Uche is Consul, Immigration and Community Relations, and in this interview she speaks on why this visit was important to the Consulate.
The Tigers, they are one of only 5 African teams that made it to the Basketball World Cup this year. And so it gives us the chance to congratulate them, rev them up, tell them how proud we are of them. And that's basically what we've been doing. They're a great set of guys. Some of them are really distinguished, playing top level basketball. And I think it's important for us to remember that sports is probably the single highest unifying factor that we have in Nigeria. It's a multicultural, multi-ethnic country with nearly 200 million people. So we always have challenges finding our common ground. But when it comes to sports, we're all one tribe, and that tribe is Nigeria. So it's exciting. We just want to wish them the best at the Basketball World Cup in September. They've done amazingly well. They just got back from the Dominican Republic. They won their 2 matches there, which was phenomenal because they were on Dominican Republic soil without Nigerian support in the crowd, and yet 2 victories. So they're passing through New York, they're on their way to Canada. We're hoping they'll do wonderful things there, and we're just going to be rooting for green, white, green all the way to China. I'd also like to use the opportunity to shout out to the head coach of the Tigers, Coach Alex Wara. I mean, he's just amazing. His dedication to the flag, the cause, the boys, he's really passionate, and the way he treats the team members, he almost treats them like his children. He cares about every detail, what they're going to eat, where they're going to sleep, and it's real. So I'm really impressed by him. And also the general manager of the team, Musa Adamu. He's been so professional. He's been a delight to meet. And when you look at people like that and you see that our national team is under their guidance, it gives us a lot of confidence. Those are 2 great men. And again, my getting involved with the team and having the privilege to meet them, greet them, help to facilitate things for them, that's thanks to my boss, the Consul General of Nigeria here in New York, Honorable Ben Okoye. So we're thrilled. For us, the boys are winners already. To have qualified, they're going to China. It's a victory for us. So anything else now, as they say, is Jara.
The D Tigers are widely considered as one of the best national teams in the FIBA Africa zone. For these champions, adorning the green-white-green jersey is an honor of a lifetime.
The importance of pride, playing for the country, and also playing for your family, for your last name, for your village, whatever village you represent. There's a lot of us on this team from different places, so that's pretty much all the motivation that I need to give. And besides playing for your country, it's self-motivation enough.
Deji Akindele is one of the longest active players with the D Tigers.
And you get to be one of those guys that are chosen, to come represent the country. And, we don't take that for granted, and I'm glad I was able to do it as long as I've been doing it, and I'm still able to continue to do it and show these young guys the ropes. Yeah, playing with Nigeria, I don't want to sound very redundant. It was very cliche to say, but it was a very tremendous honor. My parents are both born there. I was born in the United States, me and my siblings, but going home every Christmas growing up, I learned a lot more about the culture, and it's very important for us. So it's something that my family cherishes more than even I do. But it's something that I've always wanted to do.
Playing for a national team, representing Nigeria, the place I was born, is just an amazing feeling, and I'm super proud of myself for being able to make it to this point. I'm super thankful for Nigerian basketball to recognize me and bring me to where I am right now.
Honored. I feel honored to not just represent myself, not just represent a club, but to represent a nation.
What is that feeling like in your green, white, green jersey?
I feel like it's a big honor because you represented something bigger than yourself. You representing your country. All of us here that's playing for Nigeria have ties with Nigeria. Our parents, some of us was born there, some of us grew up over there and then came to the States later. So you're playing for your country, and you play for your country, and you just gotta go out there and play your hardest, and because it's a big honor to represent your country.
The sports world took a second look at the D Tigers when they emerged the first team to qualify for the 2019 FIBA tournament. For Jordan Ugodiro and other players, it was a beautiful experience.
It was an amazing feeling because in the basketball world, not many people are aware of Nigerians and how we can actually play basketball. Our identity as a country is, they usually associate us with soccer, and I love soccer too, but just to add another sport in there that people can really look forward to and cheer about is an amazing feeling, and I think that's a big feat for the country and for the team as an organization to just take that next step and qualify for the World Cup. So I think that's pretty cool.
Being on the national team now, it's like what we've been building for and getting to the World Cup, so we're just getting ready to go out there.
It feels amazing. Putting on a Nigerian jersey every time I suit up with my brothers, it feels amazing. I still remember the first time I played in 2013, so the same, this is going on my 6th year, it feels like it's the first time all over again. So obviously we're preparing for the World Cup, and that's a stage I've never been on the show with my brothers, so it's going to feel amazing just to be there.
What is it like when you get together with the team?
A lot of culture, a lot of laughs, a lot of jokes, a lot of stories, a lot of competition as well. We're all pushing each other to be the best every day in practice, and trying to really accomplish something great. So it's a true brotherhood.
What inspires you?
What inspires me? That's a great question. I think now at this point in my career, I want to prove that we can be a force to be reckoned with in the continent of Africa, and as well as in the world.
Nigeria is a very powerful country, and there's a lot of great heritage and strength and fortitude that comes from Nigeria, and the ability to represent a country that's so strong and powerful and has so much pride. It's a tremendous honor. And I believe that we're doing everything to make Nigeria proud at the World Cup and going forward.
Oh, it's a huge honor to be able to represent your country. There's a lot at stake. It's not just playing basketball and going out and having fun. You're also representing your country, you're representing your family, and you're representing yourself. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's awesome, being a part of the national team and being a part of something bigger than yourself. You represent the country. Also, when we get together with these camps, you meet new people, and the experiences are amazing. And after the camp, we like form friendship with different guys, and they like go on like a lifetime friendship.
What would you say to a little child in Nigeria or Africa who wishes to be like you?
I'll just say stay focused and keep working hard. I was in the same boat. I grew up in Nigeria, born and raised. I moved here when I was 16. So just keep working hard and just believe in yourself and work on your craft every day. Hard work pays off, and if you work hard enough, good things happen, and you can be whatever you want. You can play for the national team, you can play in the NBA, whatever you want. The sky's the limit as long as you work hard.
Strength and conditioning program is one of the cornerstones of any successful program in any sport. If you look at what any major university does now with the strength training to the professional level, the component of a strength and conditioning facility is not just one for all teams anymore. It's one specific to basketball, specifically football, with a strength coach for those programs. So it's not like it used to be where it started out one program, one coach for everybody.
We're picking up, we just started a couple of weeks ago, so we're kind of picking up as they're one. We're going forward with the new group now. So again, there's a lot of things that is done behind the scene with us and obviously the head coach and Musa in terms of preparation to get the guys ready. The first thing is narrowing down our roster, which we have to do. We have to cut some guys, release some guys, and come up with a roster to move on to the next phase of practice to get to continue to train. That's been the first thing, and I think there's the other part of it that people really don't see behind the scenes, the preparation in terms of the schematics, the techniques, the game plan, and the practice plan that both I and coach has been able to put together to make sure everyone's on the same page.
In finalizing a player roster, what qualities do you look out for?
First of all, we have to identify the talent level, see where their talent level is, and also biggest thing for us is attitude. Whether they're coachable, whether they're very good teammates, whether they're receptive to coaching techniques that at this level, because you're coming to play for a country with limited resources, so there are so many adjustments that need to be made. So all those goes into play when you're looking for players that is going to represent a country, especially a country like Nigeria that have a lot of talent. When I took the job, it was easier for me because we have so many talent that was already available for me. But moving forward, I started identifying guys that have more talent and also have good characters, that are coachable, that are willing to adjust, with the way African basketball goes and FIBA basketball goes.
Now talk to me about Ike Diogo, the captain. How would you assess him as a coach?
He's been a foundation for the team since I took over. The last 2 years he's been rock solid for Nigeria, and has really made an imprint in African and world basketball. Well respected, very good teammate, coachable, very good leader, lead by example, doesn't say much, but the first one in the gym, the last one to leave, a real pro, and I'm happy to have a chance to coach him. People like him come once in a while. Just having him on the team and being able to say that I coach Ike Diogo is a blessing to coach somebody like him.
As the D Tigers wrapped up their stay in New York, the Consul General of Nigeria in New York, Honorable Ben Okoye, paid a visit to the team. During the interactive session, the Honorable Consul General noted that Nigeria was proud of the D Tigers and also stated that the country was optimistic the team would have a good outing in China.
My coming here today is just to interact with you and to wish you well in your assignment to China. Even though we didn't see you play in New York, we know that you can always, at all time, make us proud. So whatever we can do, even in New York, to make your outing successful, do let us know through your leadership. We'll be happy, even if it is to get back to government back home. That is our duty to continue to do that. We represent the country, and we represent everything good about our country, and particularly for those who make us proud. Once again, I thank you for your effort. Thank you for your zeal. I thank you for your commitment. I thank you for what you stand for and making Nigeria proud. Thank you very much.